Blueberry muffins. You just can't ignore a good blueberry muffin and not have a cup of tea or coffee, especially on those cold winter days when you need a little something sweet in the morning or the afternoon. Here's how I make them. First, I preheat my oven to 180 degrees Celsius, which is about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I also line my muffin pan with muffin liners and put them to the side. I then start making the topping for the blueberry muffins. This is optional. It's just a mixture of chopped walnuts, brown sugar and cinnamon. It makes a nice little crumble for the muffins that adds that little bit of extra flavour and texture to them. But as I said, this is optional and you can skip this step if you like. Next, in a stand mixer, combine 150 grams of unsalted butter, which I have cut into small pieces, with half a cup of castor sugar and half a cup of brown sugar. Beat them together for about 5 minutes until the butter starts to look like stiff cream. You may need to stop the machine and scrape down the sides of the bowl occasionally. Once the mixture has been beaten well enough, I add half a cup of sour cream and mix that in until well combined. The sour cream adds a little bit of extra moisture and richness to the muffins. Next comes 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, followed by 2 eggs, which I add one at a time. Beat those ingredients in until well combined, then stop the mixer. At this point, the batter might look a bit curdled, but that's okay, as once we add the flour and milk, it will bind together again. I add half the self-raising flour into the mixture, as well as half of the milk, and fold those ingredients into the batter until just combined. I then add the remaining flour and milk and fold those in until just combined. Do not overmix the batter, as the muffins will become hard. And finally, I add the blueberries. I read somewhere that if you coat the blueberries in flour, it helps prevent the blueberries from bleeding into the muffin mixture and making the muffins blue. So I'm going to experiment with this today and see if this works. I gently fold the blueberries into the muffin batter, again until just combined. Now we are ready to portion the mixture into the muffin trays. Using a couple of spoons, I portion out the mixture into the muffin pan that I previously lined with muffin liners. I'm using those bougie liners that I got from the supermarket. They look like the ones you see in cafes and restaurants, but you can use regular liners if you can't find these particular ones. I ended up making 16 muffins out of this mixture, which meant I needed to use 2 pans, but depending on the size of your muffin pan, you may end up with more or less. Once all the mixture has been portioned, I then grab the topping mixture that I made earlier and spoon that on top of the muffins. About half a tablespoon should be enough per muffin. As mentioned earlier, the topping is optional, so if you choose not to add the topping, you can ignore this step. Put the muffins in the oven and cook at 180 degrees Celsius, which is about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 20 to 25 minutes. During that time, they should rise and they should develop a nice golden brown colour. As every oven is different, check on them at 20 minutes and judge if you think they need more time to cook. Mine took 25 minutes to cook. Once they're ready, take them out of the oven and allow them to cool in the muffin trays for about 10 minutes. Then take them out of the trays and allow them to cool on a cooling rack for a further 15 minutes. As you can see, I was a little impatient and took one before that time. And that's all there is to it. It's a really easy recipe and goes well with a lovely cup of tea or coffee. From what I can see in the muffin I've cut up, coating the blueberries in some flour has worked and prevented them from going blue. Winner winner, chicken dinner. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and consider giving me a follow if you haven't already done so. Feel free to leave a comment to let me know what you think of this recipe, or if you have already tried it, tell me how it went. Also, please check out my other cooking videos for further recipe ideas. Until my next video, take care everyone.